Hey everyone, it is travel day. I was so excited that I packed one of my favorite makeup prep items into my liquids bag. Yeah. So first, what I'm putting on my skin is something called Silk. This is a pore and wrinkle minimizer. I'm pressing it into my skin, and then I'm gonna let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes so it can settle in and just kind of give me like that nice soft layer and prime my skin before I actually put makeup on. I thought it would be fun to share some travel plans that I have, how I prep my skin for travel, because I don't know about you, but those planes are very dry on my skin. So the night before, I do my normal skincare routine, and then I add a little bit more. And then last night, I also added the collagen night pack on it and just let it sit overnight on my skin to just help prep it before we go. And of course, hydration is a really big deal. But at the same time, there's only so much you can pull from the inside. You need the help on the outside. I'm so excited because tomorrow I get to do Savor the Savannah, which I've never done before. And I've been wanting to do it for a while. And we don't have any plans to take the family to the parks this year. We have something else in mind. And that means that there's no time in the next year that Duke and I are going to go do this together. And I was like, I love you, but I'm going to go do this. Because it's so cool. You go out on the safari in a truck, and then there's this building that's out there on the Savannah section where all the giraffes are and zebras, and they bring you out African-inspired cuisine in tiffins. And I'm just I've seen it so many times, and I'm really looking forward to that. Next, I'm going to be going in with Candlelight Shadow Scents. I just realized I didn't even have a mirror up. You guys, I'm so distracted. And I'm just going to put a little bit under my eyes here. This is for darkness, blues and purple cancellation. This is a light kind of peachy tone. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to tuck this on the inside of my eyes here to help cancel out some of those dark tones so that I have a really nice blank slate. You can totally use your fingers with these products, but I have claws. So once I've set the inside of my eye with that shadow, I'm actually going to use that because I'm appearing very red today and just kind of purpley. So I'm going to use that to just kind of prime and create a nice base for my eyes. I don't tend to do a whole lot in the way of eyeshadow. I'm a pretty simplistic eye makeup person. I'm a pretty simplistic makeup person in general. I like makeup. I don't like to do as much. I'm not really into bronzing, contouring, any of that. I just like to have a fresh, bright face, and I'm always down for a winged eyeliner. It's very rare that I don't, and of course, lipstick. Shadow Sense is a creamed powder shadow, so it's very creamy when it goes on. It's very easily blended out and smudged out and patted out and blended, and then once it sets, it's done. This is probably my favorite. This has always been my favorite thing about the products, is that they work and they're very I like to say life proof. I do like to take the time to do my makeup, but I also don't want to have to go back and fix things. I don't want to have to go back and reapply anything, and I do there is some sweat and such that will happen in the height of summer in humidity, but I've never had my makeup just run off of my face. So even though I may get shiny or sweaty, I've never just lost all my makeup because of the humidity in Florida. It's always stayed, always. So now I'm gonna go in with color correcting tinted moisturizer. And the thing I love about these, and I've said it before, is that they're these airless pumps. And so you really get all of the product out of it. I don't know if you can see the bottom. There's nothing in there. So I'm spreading this out with my fingers because I want to let this set up for a couple minutes. This is a light to medium formula for coverage. So if you rub it into your fingers, or you put it on there and then you quickly push it out with a brush and press it into your skin, or if you swirl it around with your brush a little bit lighter, it's going to create a lighter coverage for your face. But if you really press it into your skin with a blender or with your foundation brush and you press it in, it's going to be more light to medium. If you let it set on your face for like a minute or two, and then you go back in and you kind of smudge it out, it's going to create a more medium coverage. This setting powder is really great. You don't have to get it colored. It doesn't have to have any kind of pigment. You can get it in translucent, but I like to get it in light because it gives me just that much more coverage without it being like a lot of coverage. And if you've seen anything on social media, I show up in bare skin too. But I've also shown up a lot in makeup as well. And you can see I just don't put on a lot of makeup. It's just never been my thing. What I wanted to talk about besides just the makeup, lately I've been talking with people on Instagram about kind of being more ready and more willing to face fear and step up your game when it comes to being present in the way that you want to for your life and for your goals, for your dreams, and how you wish to see yourself. A couple of people have been like, I'm showing my face more in reels, and I'm showing up more with my face in stories and talking in stories and trying to, just be a little bit more bold with what I'm doing. I mean, that's not their phrasing, but that's me paraphrasing. And I'm really grateful that there's impact from anything that I share, because my hope always and ever is just to help other people just remember how freaking badass they are and how much they're capable of and what they can do. And the first step is to just start taking movement, just start making movement, just start taking steps into what it's going to look like for you. And I really, I know that a lot of us, are looking at those numbers. We're looking at those numbers like, that's how you know someone is a big time influencer. And yes, I get that for a lot of reasons. That said, I don't think that number, that goal, that thing, that in particular, should be anything that hinders any of us, myself, you, anybody, from feeling like a content creator and calling yourself a content creator. Before I start applying my blush and continuing what I was saying, these products called Blush Scents are really amazing. This is the shade called Belladonna, and I really love them. I think that if you're not used to cream to powder products, that you should start with Blush Scents. That said, if you just feel more comfortable with makeup and you're like, it's fine, I can dab it and smudge it out, I'm not going to worry about it, then I would also recommend that you consider using a Hydromat, which is what I'm going to do today. It's kind of been my go-to. I haven't touched, Blush Sense is great, I just haven't happened to touch it recently. And so a lot of times what I will do is I will take the Hydromat and use it not only for my blush scents, but also pop it into my eyes and use it for my eyeshadow. And it means that I take less with me when I travel. So I'm just not a big, pack all the things person. All I'm gonna do is just kind of dab this a little bit on my skin. And I'm actually just gonna reuse this brush that I used earlier on my eyes, and I'm just gonna kind of carefully dab this out, kind of running it up the side of my temple a little bit, and then just blending it on the top of my cheeks. Getting back to accepting that you are a content creator. If you create content, if you create anything on social media and you put it out there, you are a content creator. And if you help any small business or big business by making media that you share to people and they use your code and they purchase something, you are an influencer. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what you are. This is what you're doing. By saying that you're not a content creator, or you're afraid to call yourself a content creator, or you're afraid to call yourself an influencer, if you are taking these steps to do it, if you are daily doing the actions to do it, it's okay to call yourself that. So there are a lot of content creators in the world. I used to get nervous about trying to create content and put it out there. And I actually, the struggle that I have now isn't that, it's that I stumble over my words a lot. And I have days where my brain fog is just so disjointed that it's really difficult to articulate what I'm trying to say and put it all together. That said, I used to be in the parks or be in an event or whatever it is and get nervous about creating content, because it was are they going to judge me? Are they going to say something? Are they going to, oh my God, I can't talk today. Here's the reality. I keep stopping because I'm struggling to figure out what I want to say. And I have a thing written But it's like I have days where my brain fog is so thick. And this is why I've been taking measures over the last 4 to 6 weeks to try to work through what I need to do for my health, specifically my nutrition at the moment. Because it's been so bad that I sit here and I want to try to create content and I just cannot articulate. I can't put the thing together. And when I can't speak the way I want to, when I can't put the sentences together the way I want to, I start second guessing psh, and you want to call yourself an influencer. You want to call yourself a content creator. You can't even speak. You can't even get your words and your thoughts together, even though you wrote out something this time so that you would keep your thoughts in line. And it's just case in point right there. I can't, blah, 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 blah. And it's just I was sitting here and I kept trying to retake it to be okay, you can get this, you can do this, just reset and you'll be fine. And the truth is it's when I struggle like that, I actually really start getting in my own head about self-doubt. And I share these things about self-doubt, not because I always have it down. I always feel good and I always feel sure of myself. I have days where I feel good and I'm strong and my verbiage is on point and my brain fog is minimal and I can do the things and I can share the things and I can really show up the way I want to. And then I have other days like this where I'm okay, you're supposed to be in content creator mode this week and you're starting off your travel day not being able to put the words together and struggling to speak and articulate how you want to articulate. And it can be really easy to start increasing self-doubt. It can be really easy to get in my own head, in your own head, when things don't go the way we want them to. And it can just really hinder how you want to show up. All that being said, the whole point of what I wanted to talk about in this Get Ready With Me is that we can't be afraid to call ourselves a content creator when we mess up. We can't be afraid to call ourselves an influencer when we mess up. And we can't be afraid to identify ourselves as that, even when our numbers aren't as high as other people. Because if you are taking the steps to become that, if you are taking the steps to do that thing, and you're already starting to share a code with people and people are purchasing from that small shop and people are listening to you and paying attention to you and engaging with you in any way, you are that thing. It's not that you need to have 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 followers in something to officially call yourself that. You are actively performing the job as that. Let's get back on track. So I used to get nervous about creating content out in public, holding up a camera to create a vlog and all those things. I used to get really nervous about that. And for the most part now I don't, but man, last fall was a test because it was the first time I went to an opening day event for anything. And oh my goodness, it was all these big time content creators and influencers are going to be here and you're just little old Stephanie. And it's that's not fair. And I've had other people say stuff that's similar. And it's I got in my own head that day, but I also told myself that same day when I started getting into my head, I started going, no, you are that thing. Just because you're not as successful as them doesn't mean that you're not that thing. Also, everyone who is a large scale influencer or content creator or both, they've all been where you're at. They've all been down here where they're creating stuff they're not as proud of, or, they're practicing and they realize that they just can't put out that piece because they just aren't happy with it, or their editing isn't as awesome, or whatever it is. They've all been in those places where they've struggled to put out things, they've struggled to articulate, they've struggled to figure out what they're doing, and it's what it is. And we cannot hinder ourselves or lose belief in our capabilities because we're afraid. You can't not show up for yourself because you're not as big as somebody else or as successful as somebody else yet, because they've all been there. We've all been there. I'm still there. All of this rambling to say, if you want to be something, go be it. Don't wait. Don't think that you can't because you're not where someone else is. You don't want to be wondering what if. So don't wait to go live your life. Don't wait to pursue the goals. Don't wait to go after your dreams. Oh my gosh, don't make yourself less important than you are. And don't make your future self wait because your current self is afraid to show up. So I'm using our liquid eyeliner, but I'm actually going to use a pen because I'm going to use a brush. So I'm just kind of like swiping the brush along the tip of the liquid liner pen just to get a little bit less product because I want a pretty thin line. And then I just kind of go through and I stamp it with the brush right along the top of my eyelashes. I just find a brush easier. I'm gonna do the other side and then I'm gonna actually do the wings. I used to do the wing first and then drag it over, and I just found that I like this better. I think every once in a while I go, oh, I nailed it. Both sides are awesome. Today is not one of those days where they're easily coming out the same. Once I get them to a general state that I like, then I go back and I get more product and I use the brush and I actually tilt the angle so that the angle is in alignment with the angle of my under eye. Wow. And then I kind of like stamp it. And then I refine it. And then after that, I can kind of like at a different angle kind of fill it in. And there's so many like different ways to do this and so many people that have shown this. And I just want a very simplistic wing today. I don't want it to be super dramatic. And this is exactly what I mean. Now I have one side that I really like and one side that's thicker. So I'm just going to thicken up the other side and call it a day. It is what it is. It's never going to be perfect. And if you have those days where you're like, oh, it's perfect. Like, whoo, that's good. Now I'm going to put on Undersense, which is a 3-in-1 conditioning primer and treatment, like lash growth treatment for my eyes. I did curl them today. I don't really do that because my eyelashes are so brittle that I usually end up pulling them out and breaking them more than anything. But lately my lashes have been stronger and sturdier, so I thought I might give it a try today and kind of see how it goes. I have my Undersense on, and what I'm doing is I'm actually just kind of looking down and kind of pressing up against my eyelashes because not when it's like fully wet, but when it's tacky, both with the Undersense and with the mascara. So here's the thing. I have tried curling mascaras. I've tried almost every mascara there is in the world over the years because my eyelashes, they grow like this. And like my hair, they are stick straight. And doing this, it allows like that product to set and dry and kind of help hold a little bit better. Similar to if you put mousse in your hair and you're blow drying it out and you're putting a shape in it, it's going to help hold that shape as the mousse in your hair sets. So now I'm going to put on our Fiber Extend mascara. This came out at like the middle of March, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy with it. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna put on my mascara. I'll be right back. Like, I don't know if you can, oh my gosh, it's just so good. And that's one coat. So I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm just kind of helping. It's actually mostly dry. It sets up pretty quickly. So good. I love it so much. I've never been so, I mean, I've been happy with a mascara before. I was with ours, and then this one came out and I was like, huh. It's like the other mascara went, hold my beer. I am a little bit slower about this application just because I want to like thoroughly comb through, and it is more of a comb style bristle. It's really great to keep combing for a minute and kind of go slower because it's actually it's a really nice thin application, so it's not getting super gunky, if that makes sense, like other mascaras. But yeah, it's just so good. So good. Now that my mascara is done, I can put on my lip sense. So today I have been talking a lot about Hydromat, and I think today I'm going to do Lip Sense. This is like the original product that we came out with. It goes on in 3 layers, 3 thin layers, and you try to keep it going in one direction, but it's like there is nothing more durable than this lipstick. It's just this lip color. There's just nothing stronger or more durable than this lip color. I've never, ever found anything. So let it set for about 30 seconds to a minute between each layer before you apply another one. So this color, it actually molecularly bonds to your skin. It's kind of interesting. This is color that is suspended in medical grade alcohol, and it bonds to your lip as opposed to being a stain. I'm gonna go ahead and put on coat 2 because when I run and press my finger on it, it doesn't stick. That's how you know it's nice and dry. All right, now I'm gonna put on coat 3. Honestly, I was gonna wear a hydromat and it was gonna be a color that I was gonna leave here. Also, don't let your lips touch. Oh, yeah, it's drying. But yeah, I was gonna wear a hydromat color that I planned on leaving here. So I packed up my gloss too. Had to pull it out. I have to tell you, I don't like gummy glosses. Like, I don't know if you remember when Buxom came out. There's supposed to be these really awesome tinted lip glosses that plumped your lips and they felt tingly, but I never really noticed a difference. This gloss is just like shea butter and vitamin E, and it's just like, it's like thick and rich, but not like tacky. Now, if you don't like a glossy finish, you could also purchase a matte gloss so that it gives you the matte finish. The gloss is meant to seal the initial application, so once that's done, whether you use the glossy gloss or the matte gloss or a tinted gloss, all of it is meant to seal and help protect and hydrate your lips, because if you have this on your lips, like, you need something else to get through. And if you use like a chapstick, please don't do that, or any other kind of lip balms or anything, it's not going to penetrate as well. This is what this is meant for. It's honestly my go-to. I always bring it with me when I travel too, because, and I have one as you could, I don't know if you could hear it, but like, I have this one right here next to my desk because it's so hydrating and it's so good. But yeah, once you put this on, you can kind of let it go. I usually recommend putting on a little bit more gloss if you're gonna have like a lot of hot coffee, if you're going to eat, especially if you're gonna eat something like a burger or something where you're really gonna like tear your mouth around or something. It'll help build up that resistance. And as long as you do that, this will last you like 12 hours. I'm not kidding. I will put this on, I will do my makeup just like this, go into the parks and have a whole day and not have to touch it. So exciting. And on that note, I'm going to finish getting ready and I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for hanging out, and don't feel like this video is one of my best, but I'm still going to put it out there and I'm still going to try because I am learning and I'm growing just like everybody else. I hope that you have a good day. I hope that you will not let your fears, I hope that you will not let your inability to see what your future self deserves hinder what you do now. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that you don't let your goals stand in your way. I hope that you're not afraid of doing what you should be doing to achieve those goals. And I wish you so much love, all the best, and please go out there. Please go out there and go after all the things that you want in your life. All right, let's go to the parks.